That's my daughter.
Okay. All right.
Want to have them come over here and stand too?
Yeah. Any of the family that you guys, primarily we mainly use you as moms because this, at the end of the day, this will fall all on you as mom. Because, so, all of the family, if you would like to come and stand with his mom to get started. Okay. You guys ready?
Hold on, we got some more family.
So, out of the family, your mom wants to speak. Anybody else in the family want to speak? I know your daughter wanted to speak.
Anybody else want to speak?
I just been at
Okay. All right.
I'm right here, okay?
Okay.
I'm right here. Right here, sweetie.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here today to demand from the BCA any video footage that has been taken in the case of Winston Smith. We stand here in solidarity today with Winston's family. We stand here with his mother, with his sister, and the rest of his extended family, as well as his father. We have been notified that there is also other footage that was collected by people that had cell phones that recorded the murder of Winston. It has been reported that the officers shot at Winston first. That Winston did not shoot at the officer first. We know that the BCA has a history of helping the police departments cover up murders after murder here in the state of Minnesota. Our families and other community leaders are standing together today in solidarity and demanding the truth about what happened to Winston yesterday. We as a community deserve the truth. We deserve transparency. But most of all, the family deserves that much for closure. Whether he was right or wrong, release the truth. Release the videos. And contact this family so they can get the answers that they deserve. They can get the closure that they deserve as a family and most of all as human beings. So that is why we are out here today demanding transparency, because we no longer have faith in just believing the narrative that the police give us. They have forfeited their right to just tell us a story. We need facts, and the facts is any video footage, and we refuse to believe that no one has video footage after all of those different departments showed up yesterday. So we want transparency, and we demand it now. I will now call forward Winston Smith's mother and sister. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Taisha Floyd, and my brother is Winston Smith, who was shot yesterday by the U.S. Marshals. There has been information that has been fabricated, tarnishing his character. Without the video footage, they have been putting that false information out without solid evidence. We're asking for transparency. We're asking for video footage, just solid evidence. My brother was kind. No, he wasn't perfect. None of us are. He was trying to turn over a new leaf, but they took that away from him. They're using his past to tarnish his character. They're using his past to try to diminish that of what he was trying to do in the present. If you knew him, he was a comedian. So this doesn't sound like him. He was funny, full of love and life. And I'm not just saying that because I'm his sister. He gave it and he received it as well. Everyone is coming out and pouring out their love. He's not a fugitive. He's not a murderer that's being put out there right now with no solid evidence. So I'm asking for a rightful investigation. They took my brother. He has 3 kids. He has a mother and a father and siblings that love him dearly. And they took that too soon. And just to justify what they've done, they're so quick to just tarnish another black man, a good man. The system failed him. They didn't give him a chance. They just saw what was written on paper, and they didn't get to know the real him. So I'm hoping that we find justice. We can't keep letting this be a trend. I love my brother, and I just want the world to not judge him for what's being put out here, for what he may have done in the past. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. And I will protect my brother's name until justice has been served.
My name is Jesse Floyd. I'm the oldest of Winston Boogie Smith. My brother wasn't a saint, but I know he wasn't no murderer. I'm just looking for justice.
This is the mother of Winston Smith.
I just want to say, before they even, pull him aside, before they even ask him questions, they just shot him. They just ranged at him. Another, as my daughter said, another young black man. And he is a character. He's a fun person. And it's a shame that they keep killing our young black people, our young black men, and then try and find justice and reason why they did it when they know they was wrong when they did it. No, nothing. He will be missed, and those who are his supporter, I just want justice to serve as well.
My name is Shatana Cooper. I'm the youngest. I'm his youngest sister. And it's just, I can't believe that I'm standing here today, that it's my brother. I don't know what was going on through the officer's mind. I don't know if they even thought or even had even just the thought of trying to talk to him. Like my family said, he's a comedian. He's real funny. If you know him, you come across his path, he will put a smile on your face. He'll light your world. And I'm not just saying that because I'm his sister. If I didn't know him, I know that I would have the same effect because I am his sister. And it's not right. I can't believe that my brother is another name of a long list of names of everybody's sons that have got taken by the police. And we'll never know why. You know, they say, you know, we want justice served, but in reality, it'll never be served because we can't get him back. We can't get my brother back.
Can I speak? I'm another younger sister of Winston's, and I just want to speak on behalf of his kids' mothers that I had to break the news to that they were gone. And they make it seem like my brother was out here in these streets doing what is the statisticity or whatever they want to say. My brother was with his kids every day. He never missed a birthday party. His phone was on 24/7 for his kids to call him. None of his kids could ever say that they did not get a chance to speak to their father, and that is something that was taken away from them. So I just want to speak on behalf of his 2 girls and his younger son who will never know him because of y'all did that to him. Thank you. That is the family of Winston Smith. Again, we are demanding transparency. We are demanding any videos that they received. We refuse to believe that they do not have any more video footage to be shown to this family. We will now call forward John McCollin from the Minnesota Justice Coalition to give a brief few words today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jonathan McClellan, president of the Minnesota Justice Coalition. We are part of a collective of organizations that work with the families and community to draft and advance legislation and other policy initiatives at the Capitol in St. Paul and in Washington, D.C. Law enforcement and other law enforcement agencies continue to play cloak and dagger games with the people. The families have questions about who killed their loved one. We shouldn't have to wait until the city is burning, businesses are destroyed, community resources are exhausted for law enforcement to do the right things by the people. It is important that we have transparency and accountability. If the officers were justified, then you should welcome that. This leaves me with 2 plausible conclusions: not to release the footage that to them would justify their actions. 1, law enforcement is welcoming the unrest caused by this killing and feel emboldened since we are in a budget year in the legislature and they want to justify an increase in funding and help in their political cause, or law enforcement has something to hide.
Yes.
After the murder of Daunte Wright, the public saw the footage within 24 hours. So it is possible. Another question we have is, was he murdered for an action that happened in the past or for something he was accused of? Or was he killed for what he did at that moment? What matters is we support the values of human life and the rule of law. It doesn't matter about his past. What matters is what happened in the moment when his life was taken. In this country, you are innocent until proven guilty. which leads me to another concern. Law enforcement has released a narrative about his criminal history and or alleged crimes. What they haven't released is the body cam, dash cam, or other footage justifying their actions. Was he killed for his past or for what happened in that moment? We just don't know. If he was killed for his past, then it's murder. We also question these task forces that produce cowboy cops that make up their own rules and circumvent best practices, lack of proper oversight, and display patterns and practices that terrorize and not protect and serve, such as the disbanded gang task force here in Minnesota. That was also a joint partnership with other law enforcement agencies similar to this task force. For the law enforcement community who think we are going back to the status quo pre-George Floyd, we are not going backwards, we are going forward, and transparency is paramount to this process. We are asking that any body camera footage or other footage be released immediately. Right now, the community has no trust in law enforcement, and it is law enforcement that must demonstrate commitment to build that trust through their actions. Playing hide the ball only pushes us further apart. Do the right thing.
We will now have Jelani from CARES Minnesota.
First of all, my prayers, condolences to the family. Unfortunately, the city of Minneapolis began to desecrate the George Floyd Memorial site and ended the night with killing Winston Smith. What we have been asking for since the killing of George Floyd is a change in policy, regulation, and the only thing that has changed is the people, but the policies and those who are in power right now have failed to even pass a single policy that would create better accountability and transparency. As Jonathan just mentioned, if the Kobe Heiser law would have been in effect, this family would have seen the footage within 48 hours and it would have been law. It's about accountability. It's about transparency. The government should not get away with murder. We need to be able to see why they made that decision, and we want to hold accountable those who made those decisions. There's a family grieving, but there's an entire community grieving, and there's an entire nation grieving because this has gone on far too long. We have already told people that we were on the clock because we are trying to save lives. Passing policies is about saving lives. We could have saved Winston if we have done something. We haven't done anything in this state. Black people are tired of excuses and excuses. And when our loved ones are killed, politicians are making up excuses. We want the truth. We want to be treated like human beings. Winston was a father, a husband, a friend, a brother. We want law enforcement in this country to recognize the days that the community was ignoring officer-involved shootings is over. This is the new norm. We are going to hit the streets. We are going to demand justice until we get it.
Yes. Right. Listen.
And so, to demand justice does not mean that we're ever going to get back Winston. But we might save another person. And that is what we are fighting for. So wake up. Wake up. And I ask the community, it is time, until we get justice for Winston, we need people to hit the streets. We need people to recognize that this has to end. Judicious killing by police officers in this state has to end. We want accountability and we want transparency. That is exactly what we are asking for. And we demand justice by any means necessary.
We now call forth Representative John Thompson as well as the president of the NAACP, Angela Rose.
Ladies on the script.
My name is Angela Rose Myers, and I am the president of the Minneapolis NAACP. In 1911, Minnesota abolished capital punishment. So why is it that the past crimes of Winston Smith are being used to justify his murder? In the state of Minnesota, and I believe in this world, your past crimes should never result in your death.
Listen.
Capital punishment is abolished in this state, so why 100 years later black men are dying by hands of police? And I will also say we cannot be myopic and just focus on one police department because all law enforcement is guilty of white supremacy. So until we get justice, until we get accountability, until we get transparency, we cannot back down from the policies. We cannot back down from being in the streets. We cannot back down for saying that our lives matter, and you have no legal, you have no moral, you have no godly rights to take away our lives.
All right.
The Minneapolis NAACP stands with this family here. I want to tell you that I stand with you. What happened should have never happened. And it is not just the fault of that police officer, that U.S. Marshal. It's not just the fault of the mayor of Minneapolis or the governor of this state or the president of this country. It is my fault as well. It is everyone's fault who hasn't stood up and demanded that policies change so that not one more black person is murdered by the hands of the U.S. government.
My name is Minnesota State Representative John Thompson, and you are standing in my district, which is 67A. I know most of you saw me this summer, this past year, because I told you at Tashira's husband's anniversary that I'm not psychic, that it'd be another dead black man this year. And lo and behold, the same day I said that, Dante Wright was killed. And here I am again telling you that I'm not psychic, I'm just black, and there'll be another dead black man here in the state of Minnesota this year unless our legislators take it upon themselves to grow the testicular fortitude to pass some meaningful legislation here in this state when it comes to police reform. They call me the anti-police. No, I'm tired of black people dying by police. I am sick and tired of being tired of y'all calling me names for being right here in this position. We could have did something when Philando was murdered. We could have did something when Cordell Handy was murdered. We could have did something when Jamar Clark was murdered. We could have did something when George Floyd was murdered. We could have did something when Dante Wright was murdered. Damn it, how many people gotta die until we say we have a police problem? Not here in this state only, but all across the United States of America. Somebody tell Ben Crump and Al Sharpton they need to get a house here. Because it's gonna happen again and again and again and again until we get some meaningful reform pieces. We don't have time to play politicians with people's lives here in this state. We don't have time to play Republican and Democrat with people's lives here in this state. Let's talk about the communities that are being over-policed. They're being underfunded. There's no culturally intelligent mental health providers here. There's no culturally intelligent teachers in this damn community. There ain't shit for the kids to do here. They're running around here with guns killing each other. Now we got to hide ourselves. We're afraid of ourselves. We're afraid of the police. In the meantime, they're in this building complaining about my community that they're underinvesting in. Give us some investments in this doggone place, man. Give us some resources and definitely stop underfunding us, our communities, and then complaining about what we're getting and sicken the police on us. A police dog will get justice for a black man here in this state. I said again, a police dog will get justice before a black man here in this state. I stand here with this family in solidarity. But I'm tired of standing here. I'm tired of standing here. I'm tired of keep coming back ingesting these dead bodies in my system. I've been doing this since 2015. It's 2021. And before me, it was Malcolm X. Before it was Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton Jr. We still stand in front of podiums right now asking for the same shit. Pardon my brass delivery, but I remember what keeps happening over and over and over and over and over and over again in this state. And we keep electing people into these offices who promise us stuff and then get behind those closed doors and play politicians with our lives. We have 4 funky little reform pieces that are being negotiated. And we had a plethora of reform pieces that we submitted to this body. And they're negotiating 4. It was 4 people that died this year by the hands of police. That would be a no-brainer not to choke people. You seem to know how to de-escalate a white man hitting you upside the head with a hammer while you're hanging on to his car. You seem to not shoot him and he make it home. This man should have made it home. Yes. Don't tell me we don't have a police problem. Don't call me anti-police. I'm anti-bullshit. That part. And I'm sorry for my brass delivery, but I remember what keep happening here in this state. These black men's blood is leaking on the ground by the hands of gun violence, and then you complain about it, but you're underinvesting in things that will keep them out of the gun violence cycle. You overinvest in prisons, but you won't invest in my people. Yes. I know what I'm talking about. I've been black all my life. That part. Man, I'm tired, y'all, sitting here complaining and sounding like I'm complaining, and people don't understand that it starts in legislation. They help create everything we see negatively in our community, and they can fix it. So if they're not going to do what you want, put your name on the ballot and get their ass up out of office. I love y'all. Thank you.
We will now call forward our last speaker, and then I will call the family forward again. We will conclude, and then we will ask any questions that you guys have. We will call forward Paul Johnson. This is the friend of Travis Jordan, who was killed by Minneapolis police in his front yard.
Hi, I'm Paul Johnson. I too stand with this family and the families of all stolen lives. Because as these people have so intelligently put, our leadership is inept. With the opportunity to make right, with the opportunity to do things within their hands, within their actual physical grasp, they choose to sit on their hands. They choose to point fingers when the time comes to get the job done. No more. This is a movement. We stay moving. We will always stay moving. If you move, we move better. We are playing chess. Y'all are playing checkers. This is the investigation that the Department of Justice needs to be here for. Not just one police department, but all the police departments. 480 around bodies since the year 2000 that the police have murdered. Not George Floyd, not Dante Wright, not Mr. Smith. 480. Get your facts straight. We will not all of a sudden whitewash this situation by some reasoning that we will forget how we got to this civil unrest. We got here because of their ineptitude. We got here because of the police failing to do their job. We are here now because of them. We will not now work with them to end it. They need to do their job, do it correctly, and be accountable for the mistakes they make, like every single human being in this world. Thank you. All power to the people.
I stand here today as the mother of Justin Tigan, who was the mother of his 15-year-old son, who was brutally beat to death and thrown in a dumpster by the St. Paul police. I stand here with another family. In the past 11 years that I have been fighting for justice, family after family after family, we have to continue to go through this. I sat at the table yesterday with the governor of Minnesota, as well as Paul Gazelka, the head of the Senate. I am looking at two privileged white men. These people clearly don't get what is going on in our communities. We must pay attention to the leaders that we have elected. We must pay attention to this building right here that has helped cover up murder after murder after murder. We need to put in a request to the United States Department of Justice to do an investigation on the BCA. We don't need to select the Minneapolis police or the St. Paul. All of these murders did not come from one particular department, but it came from all of the departments. We will not sit down. We will not be quiet. We will not shut up. We will not back down. Because when somebody is killed in these streets and we so-called don't have no video footage, we want the footage and we want it now. We're not taking their answers no more. Because their answers have been lie after lie after lie every single time. For George Floyd, it was a lie. We watched it with our own eyes and they still told us he died a different way. So why would we believe you in Winston's case? Why would we believe you? We will have any final remarks from the families and then you guys can ask questions. Any final remarks? Any questions?
Just before we get to questions, it's important to me that we pronounce and spell everybody's name correctly. So would you mind saying and spelling your names one more time?
Should I get on the mic? My name is Taisha Floyd. That's Tieshia. Last name Floyd, Floyd. And I just want to say I wish my brother was just given a second chance. And I say that and I think about the Charleston, South Carolina church massacre. He's breathing comfortably. He's in jail, but he's breathing. I think about the El Paso Walmart shooting. He's breathing comfortably. And my brother didn't get that chance to at least breathe. Even if it is in a cell, at least he would still be breathing. And they took it away, so I'm just asking for justice.
Any questions?
All right.
Any questions?
Any questions?
We get the other family members to spell their names for us too, if you don't mind.
I'm the mom. My name is Tawana. It's Tijuana. Wilson, Wilson.
No questions?
I'd like to ask the family a question. Like, when they heard these, you all heard the first narrative, they basically said that he was a suspect of a murder or something like that and had a felony warrant. I mean, in the false narrative, what do you guys think about that? And especially when you all seen or heard about the footage of what happened.
The first thing that comes to mind when I've heard that he was a fugitive and a murderer, I know my brother too well. There's 7 of us. He's the third. He's right after me and we're really close. He would tell me. And I know that wasn't him. I know that we're capable of anything, but he wasn't capable of murdering anyone. They're just putting out that false narrative to get a jump on a story to make themselves look good. But I'm not surprised. I've seen it happen countless times. I don't know why we haven't learned from this yet. Civilians everywhere are also painting a picture because of the media. It's not fair. It's not fair. Don't judge my brother from his past. He really was a good person. He really had a pure soul. He was spiritual. All we talked about is how he wanted to do right and take care of his family and his kids. They wouldn't let its past be the past. And that's how they trap us. They hold us back. They prevent us from going further and forward, trying to better ourselves. How can we do that if you keep bringing the past and making him pay for that? He paid for it. And now he has to pay. I can't.
We got your back. We got your back. We got your back.
They're making him pay. I'm sorry.
Any more questions?
I'm just curious, has the family heard anything from all of this?
Not yet. But I will say, we went down there to the where they do the autopsy, and they said that when they do the fingerprints and everything, the FBI would contact us. So that's the word we got.
Law enforcement tell you anything about the existence of any other video? Obviously, in their news release, they told us that there was no body camera or no dash cam.
No, and that's what we want to know. You know, that's the question that we want to find out ourselves. You know, with the body and everything. They never contact us at all. Well, not yet, but we should hopefully find out soon. Any more questions?
One last question.
There was a woman in the car with your son at the time. Have you spoken to her yet? Has she told you anything? Was she filming at the time?
I haven't heard from her or seen her. Let me back up. But from my understanding, they held her, detained her, so she won't give out the information. But she just got out today, so I don't know who she is. Hoping that she will come around or some way we can contact her and talk to her more about the information.
We can talk about that afterwards.
Man, we don't know. Y'all can support, but just stop killing us. What do you mean?
We would
Why
like
does this keep happening?
That's a question that we could probably ask later. The community just needs to back this family up and come out and support and just be out here demanding that they release the footages that this family deserves. That's what the community.
Supported George Floyd.
Yeah, support them like you supported any of the other big names that you heard of.
Is there any type of, just so we won't get bamboozled, any type of GoFundMe that the family need help with, the funeral costs?
Yes,
we do.
Yep.
We want to hear from the family so we can support the family.
Yes.
We go directly to the family.
Yes, we would need help with the funeral and everything that need to be helped on. Yes, we would like to get that help if we can get that help. That would be nice.
Let's make sure
state should be providing
Yeah.
Talk about burial and stuff like that.
Yes, and also the state needs to start helping these families when they murder our loved ones. And when we don't see any video that really backs up what they're saying, this person is technically still a victim. No matter what, he lost his life. The family needs support. They will need help with burial and funeral costs. They will need mental health services and many other services behind these murders. He had 3 children. So, and he also has a living mother and siblings. So this family will need financial services as well as the support of the community just coming together and surrounding around him and just being here for this family. If that's all of your questions, we will conclude this press conference for today.
Any other
The
questions?
vigil tonight, what time is that at?
What time is the visual? 8 p.m. And where will it be?
Yes.
Lake Street and Girard at 8 p.m. will be a visual for Winston. That's all. Thank you, guys. We will conclude this press conference. Thank you.